to Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands for a little bit. Met a friend in Nijmegen. Hitchhiked with her to Rotterdam at an official hitchhiking spot. That was cool. Then went south, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, through eastern France, and into Switzerland. Through Switzerland, all over Switzerland. It was like, what was the first place? Basel, then like Zurich, Lucerne, Sarnen, Interlaken, west through Genève, into France again, through southern France a little bit, then back up to Switzerland, to southern Switzerland, like Lugano, whatever it's called, and then northeast into Liechtenstein, then Austria. Got picked up in Austria by a guy. He drove me all the way down to Croatia. Stayed at his hotel, restaurant, and bar, drafting beers for like a week or two. Then he was driving back up to Munich, Germany to pick up a boat, so we went with him back up, pick up a boat in Germany. Then I spent 10 days trying to get my Russian visa in Munich, and they had my passport, so I didn't want to leave Munich. It just happened to be Oktoberfest though. So I drank a lot, made some friends, had some good times in Oktoberfest, and then hitchhiked north to Berlin, then northeast into Poland. Went to a few places in Poland, north into Lithuania, then Latvia. Hitchhiked a ride into Russia. The guy that's just said he'd drive me into Russia. I had my paperwork, so it was fine. He drove me like 200 kilometers into Russia, and then I hitchhiked the next day to Moscow. And then the next like 3 weeks, I hitchhiked straight across Russia to Vladivostok. And I flew to Fukuoka, Japan, and hitchhiked from Fukuoka to Tokyo. Then I flew home to Vancouver, and that was it. There you go. That is the semi-detailed description of my longest trip. Fox Red Buddy with the 3-month Twitch Prime resub. Thank you very much. Best tips for someone who's never hitchhiked. Location is important. If you're getting out of a city, it can be difficult to find an appropriate spot to hitchhike that has traffic going in the direction you want it to go, and also a safe-ish place for them to pull over and see you and make the decision to pick you up. A good resource to help you with that is if it's a decently sized place. There's a good chance people have done that before, and they might have reviews put online on hitchwiki.org/maps, or there might be an article for that city on the website. So you go to the hitchwiki.org, then you go to the country, then you go to the city, and then it might have some interesting little snippets of information that can help you get out of that city. That's a big advice piece. Cities are the most difficult part. Town-to-town stuff, easy. Get to the end of town, like the end of town where the road going out there is just... everyone driving past is going to the next town, kind of that situation. You hitchhike there. Someone will pick you up. You'll get where you're trying to get to. Cities can be difficult. The other thing I say all the time is if you hitchhike enough, you're going to have someone pull over that is going to set off some red flags in your brain, and you're going to be like, I probably shouldn't ride with this person, should I? Now, you have to have the confidence after chatting with this person, discovering that you don't want to ride with them, to be like, hey, I changed my mind. I'm not going to ride with you. A lot of people don't like saying no, but you have to be able to say no. You're responsible for your own safety. So you might have to be blunt. Levi Gage with a 12-month Twitch Prime reset. 12-month of 1 year. You have ascended at least 10,000 feet high. Well, you know, it's an unpressurized airplane, so you probably don't go much higher than that, because the air gets a little thin. Anyway, you're flying. You got your airplane sub icon. Thank you for the 1 year, Levi Gage. Hey, I changed my mind. I'm about to vomit, if not worse. Thanks anyway. Hey, that'd probably be a good way to get out without antagonizing someone too much. But yeah, on like hitchhiking, I don't actively promote hitchhiking in this channel. It's not my goal to make hitchhiking great again. I'm not trying to bring it back. I'm just trying to show a method of traveling that's no longer practiced very much anymore. It still exists, but it's, compared to what it was, essentially non-existent. It's something I enjoy for my own reasons, and I'll talk about my reasons all the time. But it's not something I'm telling people to go out and do themselves. Yeah, like I just want to make a point that I'm not saying everyone should go out there and hitchhike. Joe Texas continued gifted something up from VWWWWWWWWWWWWW. Well, that was when we were camping up above Monaco, right? When VWWWW was like gifting subs and stuff like that. Sorry. Yeah, just good times. All right, what we got? Terrific. With the raid there. Thanks for the raid. Sorry for burping. And welcome to Hitch, and welcome to my tent in the woods. In the bushes? These are woods. Woods above a town in northern Italy. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. You haven't been here before. I stream hitchhiking, which is when you stand next to a road with your thumb out and cars see the thumb and they're like, hey, that person needs a ride down the road, or would like a ride down the road, I guess is a better description. I'm going that way down the road. I can give them a ride. And then they give me a ride down the road, and we communicate. We talk about things in life and the places and things, and then they drop me off, and then I continue on. Yeah. So in the past, stream. Wow, this is like the worst description ever. It must be the end of the day. I've been streaming it for about 2 years, but in total I've hitchhiked for 6. So 4 years before stream, 2 years with the stream. In total, we've hitchhiked through. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the thing, guys. You guys ready for the thing? Let's see if I can do it. Brain's a little slow right now. Let's do the thing. We've hitchhiked over 1,800 rides in 34 countries now. I've hitchhiked across Canada 5 times. I'm from Canada. And through Ireland, Wales, England, Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Russia, Japan, Australia, United States of America, Iceland, Northern Ireland, Andorra, Spain, Portugal, Czech Republic, Fiji, Fiji, Malaysia, New Zealand, Monaco, Italy. The end gets a little rusty because I have, like, we're adding a couple and my brain's, getting used to the new ones. Room for improvement. We always start so strong. Because the first bit, I've said for years. Because, like, the first 20 some odd countries, that's been my thing. Like, the biggest trip I did was a trip around the world through 23 countries for 7 months in 2015. So it's been about 5 years since I've had the bulk of that list. So the first, like, Canada, Ireland, Wales, and Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, but like that part is just like so many, like thousands of times I've said that. It's the ones at the end that I've only done a few times that my brain breaks a little bit. Why haven't you been to Greece? You could say that about many places. Why haven't I been to Finland? Well, I'd love to. Just haven't been yet. But the plan is to go on this trip, so there you go. Always traveled alone. Long term, yes. Short term, I've brought a few people along, but usually only a few days maximum. Literally the longest I've traveled with anyone was on stream when my friend Emily met with me in Montpelier, Vermont, and we hitchhiked down to Boston, Massachusetts, and met up with Pete and Amy and stuff down there. That's the longest I've ever traveled with someone in this kind of way, like hitchhiking and stuff. She makes hitchhiking faster, so she's good to bring along. Practice the other way around. I know, but I'm so used to it that way. It's easier. But Greenland would be tough for hitchhiking. it's mostly fly in, fly out communities or by boat. So that, if you do it, it's more difficult. Nightmare with the 10-month resub. Thank you very much for the 10 months there. Who's the fastest hitchhiker you met? Well, that girl from France that we met in Spain, hitchhiking north out of Barcelona. Anyone remember her? I forgot her name off the top of my head. But she was the most animated hitchhiker, and when I say that, it's just like when she was hitchhiking, she'd make a sign for her to try to get to.